This is my first time really doing a COVID-19 video because I was staying away. I was staying away from the video until I do my own research and find out the message that I wanted to put out to the people, to the masses. And first I had to do my own research about the disease itself and how it was originated, where it came from, and then now it's in America and how we're dealing with it. I did my research, but in the midst of doing my research, I became sensitive about something with this COVID-19 that I don't see a lot of people talking about. And instead of promoting fear and scare tactics, I chose to use my platform to inform you guys on something that I see we need to be mindful of during these times. All right? So give me a minute. First of all, I'd like to start my video off by saying, hello everybody out there in YouTube world. I am the homie No Cash. Yep, the one and only. If there's another, he's the phony, because y'all already know me, man. And I want to start the story off by telling y'all something near and dear that happened to me, right? And it wasn't bad per se. It made me feel bad, but in no way did my wife mean any harm, right? But I'm using this realistic example of a personal experience that I've had, right, to teach you guys what not to do during times like these. So, I'm sorry about the noise in the background. They're working on some stuff over here, but I'm quite sure you guys can hear me. What I want y'all to be mindful of is the way that we're treating each other during these times, right? Particularly females, women. Now, I know y'all see me sitting here with my mask. Y'all see me with my gloves. And I'm taking the proper precautions, right? But I'm only taking these proper precautions. Well, the main reason, I'm not gonna say only, I haven't put on a glove and a mask until I came up to New York 2 days ago, being around my wife. My wife has asthma, and I did my research. I know that people with asthma, respiratory problems, bronchitis, things of that nature, it could hurt or affect them much more than normal people or people without those problems, all right? It affects older people, right? So take the proper precautions, yes. But here's what I want you guys to be mindful of. Careful the way that you're treating your loved ones, first and foremost, but then careful the way that you're treating others as well. Because let's just get real about this thing, man. If COVID-19 gets to be as detrimental or deadly or as serious as they're claiming it can be, what exactly is you going to need during those times? Do you think money is going to be the thing that help you when ain't going to be nothing in a grocery store? Don't you see that the people that you pay bills to, they're wavering the bills because even they know no income, no fluctuation of income is going to be generated during these times? So money ain't going to help you, all right? What is the main thing you're going to need if things hit the fan, they lock down stuff, there's no more groceries and stuff in the store? You're going to need the support of loved ones, family, and friends. Now, what I see that's happening because of this virus, this so-called quote-unquote alleged virus, I see that, yes, people are getting sick. Yes, they're promoting it like it's we should be scared. But what I see is it's not nowhere near as bad as pneumonia, the flu, and emphysema, right? The flu has killed way more people in the run of a year than this virus has. And we're already on a pandemic. We're already isolated into our homes, away from everything. What are you going to do if you need someone? I'm particularly particularly talking about female. If y'all get so germophobic and you push everybody off away from you, when it really hits the fan and you're there with you and your loved ones, you and your kids, with nobody to assist you during times like these, what are you gonna do? Do you know how to hunt? Have you been prepared to go fishing? Do you know how to do anything to help yourself if this time become a detrimental time, whereas though you need to get out and survive and be self-sufficient? And see, the way they're pushing it, they're making us think that that's where it's going to. And if that is the case, I'm not saying it is and I'm not saying it's not. What I'm saying is, stop being scared of your loved ones. My wife, let me just share a story. My wife has asthma. 3 days ago, well, 2 weeks ago, I was worried about coming up here to New York because they was promoting that New York had the most cases in America, and I'm in Florence, South Carolina. We didn't have no cases in South Carolina at the time. So I'm like, I want to stay safe. I'm not going up there. I even was thinking the same way. I'm not going up there to New York around all of this infested stuff. But then I began to think, my wife is there. She has asthma. She's with her daughter. There's no man there. Her father is not there. I began to care. And so I put myself in harm's way to say, no matter what, I'm going to New York to be there for support for my wife. So now putting myself in danger, in harm's way, is a brave thing that I decided to do because I felt like my wife needed me. I didn't need to be scared or fearful enough to not be there for my wife. I needed to be brave and face the fear. Now, fear does not mean that you're not scared. I mean, being brave does not mean that you're not scared. What being brave means is you face the fear head on. You know, fear stands for false evidence appearing real. So if we let this false evidence appearing real cause us to treat our loved ones like they're nasty, like we can't congregate with them, that's gonna be our demise. All right? Now my wife began to tell me, after 2 weeks of me conditioning myself to face my fear and come here and be with her, I called her and I said, babe, what do you want? When do you think I should come? Don't you know my wife was so fearful till she began to tell me to don't come because of how I could expose them to the disease. Now, she wasn't saying that I'm infected, but what she was saying is that me traveling from South Carolina through the airports and being exposed to all of that and then coming to her, that I could expose myself to it and then her. So truthfully, she was more concerned about me catching it and then bringing it in, but then she was absolutely more concerned about herself because she has asthma. So that began to make me be concerned. But y'all, I cannot lie and say that I do understand where she was coming from, but it hurt me here in my heart so much that I was willing to put my life on the line to come here and be with her during these trying times and not stay in a safe place where I was and put my life in danger too to be by her. And then here she is saying, don't come because I don't want you to, bring it in. Now, I understand my wife's concerns because she's asthmatic. But there are a lot of female, and this video is particularly to females, because I see my mom, my sisters, my aunties before I left Florence. We didn't even have one case in South Carolina at this time. And I saw all of the fear that people was pushing cause female to get in a desperation mode, and they begin to shove their loved ones off. Family, friends, and all, man. And so that's when my mind began to say, ho, 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 ho. I see all the content creators and YouTube influencers and celebrities and, news channels and all the media doing all these videos, right? Promoting fear tactics and scare tactics. Nobody is coming from this avenue that I'm about to come from today. I had to take me some notes for this one. As you guys can see, The title of this video is COVID-19 / psychological warfare / divide and separate. Parentheses, to conquer. Now, don't let me lose you. I'm not gonna make this long and drawn out. As y'all can see, I didn't go live because I didn't want to be worried about what you guys were commenting back and saying back. I like to give y'all my attention, but right now this is a serious situation and I want you guys to pay attention. All right? I'm gonna start by educating you guys to some simple things, terminology, the wordplay that they're using, and things that we need to be more attentive to be self-sufficient. If things really do hit the fan, if this is really as detrimental as they're making us think, if the scare tactics and fear things that they're pushing is something to come, we need to be more prepared than what we are. So, novel coronavirus, I had to go and do my own research on this virus and not just take the media's word and YouTube content creators' words and all of these social media people that some kind of how they're like professionals and doctors and scientists and doctors fields. They can tell us all about the disease and how it's going on. That's not this video right here for me, right? But I did do a lot of research. I watched a lot of other people's videos. I watched a lot of the news, and I did my own research on the coronavirus, period. So don't let me lose you. Be very attentive to what I'm about to tell you. Some of my research is I'm gonna share with y'all. The novel coronavirus originated in Wuhan, China. It's part of a group of viruses that typically affect the respiratory tract and are associated with the common cold and pneumonia. Hint, hint. It's associated with the common cold and pneumonia. All right, now pay attention. The first thing I want you guys to pay attention to, because when I was in prison, I came up with this acronym. I lost my mother, my grandmother, and my grandfather who raised me, right? And so in a sense, that they were my mom and my pop. When I went to prison, I lost them. And I came up with this no cash movement for the world because I see that we value money more than we value each other and loved ones. So it had nothing to do with the coronavirus or any of that. It has something to do with us placing a value on money more than humans' lives. So I came out with a no cash message to teach us to be together and have unity, whether you have money or not, right? And that's whether we are faced with a disease, a virus, or anything, we need each other, first and foremost. So, I came up with an acronym that says I'm gonna honor my mom and pop. And you know, mom for me stands for morals over money. And pop for me stands for purpose over paper, right? So that means I'm gonna do the thing of moral value before I do the thing for money. I'm gonna do the thing that's purpose-filled before I go after the paper, right? And that was me on my own reconnaissance, right? I chose to do that. I took the initiative to do that. So I'm gonna share with you guys today some of the things I drew away from my research. And the first thing I wanna talk about, I told y'all about COVID-19 and where it's from. It's originated in Wuhan, China. And I don't want to tell y'all all of the conspiracy theories that everybody is putting out about maybe 5G, which it is true that they set off the 5G in China in Wuhan in November of last year. That is true. Now, whether 5G is causing all of this or not, I'm not a psychologist. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. And in no way I'm going to act like I am in this video. But I did do my own research, right? And what I came away with is a lot of us need to be more educated before we begin to try to educate people on this virus or how we should condition ourselves and comply with what's going on. So I did my own research, and the number one thing I came up with was psychological warfare. All right, let me let you know what the definition of that means. And this video in no way is to scare people or promote fear. I'm trying to prepare you. Don't be scared, just get prepared, right? Okay? But careful how you're treating your loved ones, because your loved ones is who you're gonna need when and if things hit the fan. But check this out, psychological warfare. The definition is actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale. Listen to this. Psychological warfare simply means actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale. Now, don't let me lose you. Number two, the definition of morale, if you don't know, I'm gonna take my time with you guys. It's confidence, enthusiasm, and discipline of a person or group at a particular time. Let me read that again for you guys. Morale means confidence, enthusiasm, discipline. Aren't those all the attributes you're gonna need if this thing is really a detrimental thing? You're gonna need this stuff. But if you are falling victim to psychological warfare and don't even know it, you're not gonna be equipping yourself to what you really need. And that's what the point of this video is for you guys. The smart ones of you that can catch on, pay attention. The third thing I wanna talk to you guys about. Well, no, first before we get, social distancing. That's what the media is promoting us to do, right? Social distancing. Wear these things right here, put on the gloves. And I told y'all the reason I got this on because my wife is asthmatic. This is the first time I put on a glove and a mask since I've been hearing about this coronavirus thing. And I've been in Florence, South Carolina with it for about, well, it wasn't there in South Carolina, my bad, for 2 whole weeks. But before I left last week, we did begin to get some cases. I want to say in the whole state, we had about close to 80, right? None wasn't in Florence, South Carolina, where I'm from. So I'm not scared. I don't let them push fear on me. Yes, I get prepared. Yes, I tell my family things that we need to do to stay prepared. But don't get scared and start treating your people like they're nasty. Because I want to tell you guys something. The very thing you're going to need if this thing hit the fan and they lock us down and put everybody in the house, you're going to need your damn loved ones, man. Ladies, if you are a single mother, and you treating people like they're nasty and boxing everybody off because you're acting like you're germophobic. When you need somebody to come and help you, how you gonna receive the help that you're gonna need? How you gonna fight craziness off if it really get crazy and people begin to loot stuff? You can't protect yourself. So don't be more scared about this virus than you are about taking the proper precautions with yourself and your loved ones. Because if it really hit the fan that they claiming it's gonna do, we're gonna need each other. So that's first. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is unity. The definition of unity is the main solution to all of this. Now, that's not the definition. The definition is really you and I sticking together. Unity, right? Coming together. But the way that they're conditioning us now, man, we're separated. And the part of that video that I said divide and separate, if you want to infiltrate a people, then all you got to do is divide and separate them, which brings me to the next part of this thing, man. Hold on, let me see. Using modern time. Okay, now, there's a phrase that says, united we stand, right? Divided we fall. Now, where that phrase came from, it was documented. The origin, the first attribute used in modern times is to the founding father, John Dickinson, is in his pre-revolutionary song. It's called the Liberty Song, and it was first published in Boston Gazette in July 1768. In the song, Dixon wrote, "Then join hand in hand, brave Americans all. By uniting we'll stand, but divided we'll fall." Those was the lyrics, all right? Now, that's very true. And that's in any situation. If we stick together, the stronger we are. Now, here's the science that the media, social media influencers and content creators, that don't really know what they're talking about. They're pushing fear for numbers. They're trying to go viral and all this crazy stuff. When and if this is a situation that we should be taking serious, we should be taking the proper precautions. But do not treat your family like they're nasty. Stop boxing your people out. Let's just say your mother do come up with COVID-19. Are you that scared of your mom in this virus that you're not going to be there for your mom? Shouldn't you draw nearer to the person that you love that's infected so you can be there for strength for them? I mean, they say COVID is, I just told y'all, it's close to pneumonia and the common cold. Have you ever been scared of somebody who had pneumonia? Have you ever been scared of somebody who had the common cold? No. You take the proper precautions. You wash your hands. You do everything you need to do to keep yourself from being infected, but you don't box your people out. And so my point to you guys is they are locking everything down. And if they lock us down in these little small groups in the home, like they're telling us, practice social distances, and this thing really hit the fan and there's no more food, maybe the lights go out, or maybe they begin looting or breaking in stuff out of fear. What are you females who are pushing all this scare stuff and boxing everybody out from around you, telling them to don't come? You know, I told you my own wife said it to me. Now, she had a legitimate reason because she's asthmatic, but her fear because of her asthma and me becoming in contact with it on my way here, she told me to don't come. Not thinking about if shit hit the fan, who's gonna be there with her and her daughter. I was more concerned about her well-being if it hits the fan than my health. So I was brave. I faced it and said, I'm coming to you regardless of what, and you need me there, baby. So push this to the side. Let's take the proper precautions. I'll get there. I'll do whatever you want for me to do before I come into your home, but you need me there. She put aside what she was saying, and I'm here. Now, just yesterday, somebody broke her window and broke into her car, went into her glove compartment. They didn't take anything but my charger. But what if I wasn't here with her? My wife was so scared about the window being broken. I mean, I'm telling her, look at the bright side of things. Your car's still here. You're gonna get it fixed free with your insurance. They didn't take anything but my charger. Don't worry about it, babe. She was so worked up and scared, man. If I wasn't here to advise her on calming down and it's not as bad as she's making it seem, she could have took this thing all out of proportion. Just like a lot of females all over the world are already doing. Now, I'm telling you, take the proper precautions, man. Don't leave yet, but when I get done, I want to ask you something, all right? All right, now, what I want you guys to understand is, yes, take proper precautions. You don't want to get sick. But if your loved one got sick, let's just say your mom got sick, or your grandma, or your granddaddy, are you going to seriously say, I ain't going to grandmama and granddaddy's house because they got it? They're going to need you to help them. Are you that scared of this thing that you're not going to be there for your grandma who took care of you all your life when you had pneumonia, when you got a cold, when you had a detrimental thing in your life? She didn't box you out. He didn't box you out. They were there for you. I'm trying to tell y'all, we're going to need each other during these times if the shit really get bad. And you better wake up and know that. Because if you get locked up into your house with only you and your kids in there, whether you are a woman by yourself or whether you're a woman with your kids, ask yourself what the hell you gonna do if they lock you in there and you ain't got nobody to help you. If the grocery stores ain't got no food in it no more and you got to hunt, you got to go out and survive the best way you can, do you even know how to fish? Do you have a man that can go out and sacrifice his life to help you eat? And if you don't, these are the things you need to be thinking about, not boxing the people out from you who are gonna be your strength to help you. You better be trying to find a close knit of people who you can draw nearer to. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all about this. Now, let me get back to what I wrote for you guys, because I don't want to lose you guys. Destiny is another word I want y'all to pay attention to here. The events that will happen to a group of people, person, or thing in the future. That's all destiny means. The event that will happen to a group of people, a person, or thing in the future. Now, if we listen to the news and stay social distance with only our few people in our homes or whatever like that, right? With nobody around you to help you, would you think that that'll be the safest place you could be if this thing really hit the fan? What is your destiny then? Who's gonna help you? I just want you to think about this. Now, experience is the best teacher. Morale, the definition of morale, let me let y'all know this in case you don't know. You know, you heard people say in the moral of the story? Moral means a lesson, especially one concerning what is right or prudent, that can be derived from a story, a piece of information, or an experience. Now, experience is the best teacher. So now, I want to show you guys my experience. Through experience, I've learned that when you're going through something in your life, you need other people. I don't give a damn what it is, you need people. And I see the media pushing fear, making us be secluded away from loved ones. And I think that's the most dangerous thing possible if this thing really hit the fan. So I want you guys to keep that in mind more so than transferring this virus, because if you guys pay attention and do your own research, the flu and pneumonia has killed way more people in the run of a year than this thing right here, y'all. And they're calling this a pandemic. We ain't never had a pandemic about a flu, about pneumonia, about emphysema. None of that. And it can kill way more people than this. So I just want you guys to stay mindful, man, and know that if it really gets to be as detrimental as they're pushing it, you better have some loved ones around you who are willing to go the extra mile for you. You better have somebody around you that's going to be brave, because they're already telling you the police is going to let people get away with certain crimes. Even the police scared of the COVID ain't really trying to come out and help you no more, because even they don't want to come in contact with it. But now you see the way that we're treating each other, like we're nasty. It's almost like that mystic is going over the whole globe, man, and it's causing people to treat people, the very same people who will be there to go to bat for them, they're boxing them out. Now I got somebody who I've been talking to, and he was real sad about something, man, and this is what made me do this video. That, along with the way my wife kind of made me feel, even though she didn't mean to. I talked to one of my peoples today, and he told me, man, he said his wife, he heard that one of his friends, his girlfriend, said that he can come to his house and her house and get some herbs or to get something, but he's not welcome in her home. And this is her good friend. This is a guy who she sex. This is a guy who she who helps her, give her advice. They do business together, but it was told to him that he wouldn't be able to go in her house because she's that scared of this virus. Now, come on, y'all. What if she closed herself up in there, get locked up, and now ain't no more food in the grocery store? Who gonna help her? I know this man will go to the bat. I know he knows how to survive. I know he knows how to fish. I know he loves her enough to help her take care of her. But guess what, man? This thing hurt this man so bad. So he don't even know how to deal with it. But I had to tell him, I said, man, look, females deal off feelings and emotions. And they're pushing this scare tactics, and it's mostly affecting female. Your moms, your sisters, your girlfriends. And if you pay attention, they're so scared, they're acting out of fear. So you got to do the manly thing. A man leads off of reason and logic. And so we have to do the reasonable thing and the logical thing. And how you're going to know what's logical is you're going to have to do your own research. And I told him, I said, don't take it out on her, man. She don't know what she's doing. Forgive her. I said, she's not trying to really affect you. She's scared and she don't want to get infected, right? But that very same thing that she's doing to you could be very detrimental to her, and she don't even know it. And I'm trying to make you see it, bro. And it opened his eyes up, and he understood what I was saying. But then I thought about it. I said, man, I just helped him with my advice. He just helped me with my wife during my situation, and I helped my wife. But now who's going to help all these people out in the world who's watching all these crazy videos with all this knowledge that really ain't knowledge? All these people acting like they scientists and all this stuff, like they masters in coronavirus. They're giving y'all false information, and they're pushing fear, trying to get numbers, go viral, and so they can get paid. But my whole movement was about no cash, meaning money is not that. Before the coronavirus, I've been trying to get all of my viewers to know that the American dollar in a little while ain't gonna mean nothing. This was way before coronavirus. And if the dollar crashed, I was telling people we're gonna need loved ones. So don't y'all see that it's happening right now? And they got a plan, y'all. This thing is more of a psychological warfare than it is anything. And so if you're scared, go home and sit down in the house and stay out the way. But if you understand psychological warfare, and I'm going to read it to you again, what it means, so you don't be confused, it's actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale, all right? I told you morale stands for confidence, enthusiasm, and discipline of a person or group at a particular time. Now, if you need confidence, enthusiasm, and discipline, and you boxing all of the people out who can give you this, where you gonna get it from? How much moral do you really have? And boxing yourself out, ask yourself, females, and keeping yourself secluded and isolated, is that really the best thing for you? Let's just say you secluded and you use the gloves and this mask and you go out to get something that you really need to get. Say you come in contact with coronavirus and you secluded with you and your kids. Who gonna help you? Do you think somebody need to treat you like you nasty and don't come in to try to help and help you? Or should they be brave enough to come in and try to assist you? Come on, man, we gotta think, y'all. And I'm telling you, I love you. I'm sorry about that. I'm telling you guys that we gotta be more prepared to be united during this situation, because it's the only way we're gonna survive. Now, my wife is calling me, so I'm gonna close the video out. But I want you guys to know, man, if we let these people divide and separate us, that's how you conquer. A divided people, you can conquer them easily, because there's no togetherness and there's no strength. Strength is in numbers. The songwriter said, John Dickinson, divided we stand, together we stand, divided we fall. Y'all better remember that. That's all I'm trying to do. This ain't a fear tactic. This is not trying to scare you guys. I want you guys to think. Use your own head. Stop letting the media program you with all this propaganda and all this fear. You better do what you know you got to do to help your family and your loved ones survive. And if that's you and all your loved ones come together during this time, that's what you better do. Because if you ever get trapped by yourself and this thing is really what they say it is, or they lock us down and there's no food in the grocery stores and you got to take drastic measures, some of you females are going to be in some serious trouble, you and your kids. So careful now. If my wife offended me a little bit, and she didn't mean no harm, but if she offended me a little bit by her being scared and fearful, and then my guy, my friend, his wife offended him indirectly, because he heard she say some shit like he can't even come to her house. I want you guys to be mindful of what you're doing to your loved ones. The very same person that will go to the bat for you and put their life on the line for you, you boxing them out, thinking you saving your life. Think about that, y'all. Think about it. I'm telling you, this shit is realer than what we think it is. And I know you should take precaution, but you shouldn't be scared. And don't let them push this fear on you, I promise you. It ain't people who I know is catching it, man. They're not telling y'all how many people are being cured from it or catch it and then get rid of it. They're not telling y'all that. They're not even giving us an actual count on the people who are dying from it. And I think it's because it's not a lot of people dying. And the numbers that they're giving us about the deaths is nowhere near, in the run of a year, the people who have died years upon years from pneumonia and the flu. So y'all, I just want y'all to say, use your own mind. Psychological warfare is a real thing, and its actions intended to reduce an opponent's morale. This thing is a psychological warfare more than it is a virus, if you will. And I want you guys to be prepared, man. This video is just to make you think. Stop leaning upon the information of false content creators and social media people that's pushing fear and promoting fear. Stop listening to the media because they lying to you. You better sit down and do your own research and find out what you can do to really service and help your loved ones during this time, because it is a serious situation. Not because of no virus though, only because in my 40-something years of living, I ain't never experienced nothing like this in my life. They never shut down the NBA. They never shut down Las Vegas, Nevada, where all the money is made from. They never, none of these big companies from Microsoft and all these big CEOs from these companies have never stepped down from making their money. So it makes me think this thing is more than meets the eye, and it's bigger than what we all know. And stop listening to these people who don't know what they're talking about, trying to scare you and push fear tactics. Do your own research and find out what you got to do to help you and your loved ones. And with that being said, I want you guys to stay prayed up. God didn't give us a spirit of fear, but he gave us sound mind and judgment, and we need to do our own research, and we need to protect ourselves, and we need to find out ways to become more self-sufficient if this thing is really going to reach the levels that they're trying to make us think it is. All right, this is my contribution to COVID-19. I'm not telling you whether it's really a virus or whether it's not. I'm telling you to take the proper precautions, but stop being scared. Stop being fearful, and careful how you treating the people that very well might go to the bat for you. It might very well would have been the person that would put his life on the line for you. But here it is, you boxing the very brave person that can help you out because you scared. That's not brave at all. The definition of brave is not the absence of fear. The definition of brave is facing fear head on. You get it? You know, and fear stands for false evidence appearing real. Half of the times the things you're scared of ain't even real anyway. It's a figment of your mind. Now, psychological warfare, the root word to psychological is psyche. I had this on here too. I don't want to leave that out. Hold on one second. Psyche, where was it at? I wrote it. All right, what's the moral dimension? All right, here we go. I left something out too. In the closure of this video, no, first I want to get back to psyche because that was for a reason. Let me see. The symptoms of illness. Okay, where that psyche at? I got to find this, y'all. Okay, I got it. Psychology, psychic, and psyche. Now look, psychological warfare. It's relating to psychology. Okay, you got psychic and psyche. All I want y'all to know is it's dealing with the human soul, mind, and spirit. That's all it is. So now, if you got a soul and you got your own mind, do your own research and find out what you got to do for you. Because if you do got an enemy in this world, and you listening to your enemy for advice to help you, you're going to let them lead you to your demise. And on that note, I want to read this and get on up out of here. Ask yourself, throughout the history of illnesses, sicknesses, and disease in the body, and its correlation to a cure or healing the body, what's the moral dimensions of government prescribed medicines? What's the moral of that, y'all? In the history of us knowing about medicines. Now watch this. Has any other vaccines in the past cured or healed anyone? Or were they used as scare tactics to cause the masses to comply with the government issued prescriptions and vaccinations that only really help with the symptoms of illnesses or disease in the body, or actually caused more sickness and disease to the body? What have vaccinations and medicines done for us in the history? Have medicines cured us or healed us, or did they just help us cope with the symptoms? And vaccinations, you know people who took flu shots. They tell you to get them before you go to school. Has the flu shot ever stopped somebody from getting the flu, or did the flu shot give people the flu? Has the flu shot ever cured anybody from the flu or healed anybody? No. But we got millions of people who already took flu shots, and they're still taking flu shots because of the fear tactics that people are pushing. Do you think anything is going to be any different for the vaccination that they come up with for the coronavirus? I've known of plenty of cases people caught the flu from getting the flu shot. Do you not think that the same thing could happen with this vaccination about the coronavirus? If they push the issue by people got to get the coronavirus shot before they go back to work and before they go back to school and before they be productive to go and make this money that they pushing for everybody, do y'all know that that could be the very thing that take you out? And if you're not understanding that this is psychological warfare, you will walk your ass right on into danger, just like a sheep. And that's why I call a lot of people sheeple. And if you're making decisions for money, for the wrong reasons, you're gonna be lost. You better value your loved ones, your family, and your friends and draw near to some people who will go to the bat for you if needed. And on that note, I'm gonna get on up out of here. Unity and togetherness is the medicine that you're gonna need. Some people around you who gonna do the proper research, who gonna go the extra mile to help their family. Because as you can see, they're pushing the propaganda to push people away. Stay away. Treat people like they're nasty. And Lord forbid how they treating these Asians and Chinese people. And yes, it came from China. And yes, I don't know what the origin of it is. But man, come on, man. We can't treat these people like that, talking about they eating meat. We eat meat too. They might be eating bats, dogs, and cats. And I'm not making fun. I'm showing you the truth. But a bat and a dog and a cat is an animal just like a pig and a cow and a chicken. And you can't try to say which one is going to be better than the other. This disease could very well be coming from the way and the things that we're eating. All right? They're trying to say it's airborne. They're trying to say we're contracting it from shaking hands and dealing with people. Man, we don't know what is going on. But one thing I do know is it is psychological warfare. And you better pay attention and be attentive. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to give y'all a treat. And I normally don't, do this during these times, but Tyler Perry did a challenge. And his challenge was to challenge people to sing, he got the whole world in his hands, right? And that's God having the whole world in his hand, and that God didn't give us the spirit of fear. But I want to take it a step further. Because yes, we should pray to God and we should lean on God. But during these times, God gave us a mind. And he said God gave us a spirit of sound mind and judgment, not just fear. So yes, we do pray to God, but prayer without works is dead too. So after you pray, you use your mind and you get out here and you do what you got to do. So instead of me singing, God got the whole world in his hand, I'm going to sing a little piece of Bob Marley's song that sticks with me during these times, man. And I want y'all to pay attention to the little words here because it can help y'all too. And let me see how it starts. All right, here we go. Every man has a right to decide his own destiny. And in his judgment there is no partiality. So arm in arm with arms, we'll fight this little struggle. 'Cause that's the only way we can overcome a little struggle. And brother, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're so right. We gonna fight, we'll have to fight, we gonna fight, we're gonna fight. Fight for our rights. Natty Dread is in the Zimbabwe, mash it up in the Zimbabwe, Africans are liberate. Zimbabwe, Africans are liberate. Zimbabwe. Pay attention to those words, man. Pay attention to the words of that song. Because we have to know that we're going to have to stick together. And that's all I want y'all to know. Through a disease or through whatever, ain't nobody going to help you like your loved ones. And if you box all of them out, that's the very same thing that could bring you face to face with your demise. And on that note, I am, once again, the homie NoCast signing off with a big 10-4. Over and out. Peace and love. Y'all stay well and be blessed. And remember, this too shall pass, and the best is yet to come. Holla at your boy.